Recording. My name is Drew Allen, and I play drums at Anthem Church. I love playing drums, and I have for a long time. I started playing drums when I was 13. So yeah, for about 20 years now, I've played drums, mostly in worship, church type environments. More pivotal times that I've played drums have been a time when someone comes up to me and says, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that you really led me in worship by playing the drums. Like just watching you and seeing you worship really ministered to me. It really brought me, to a deeper place or whatever, And I think that that's something that I was meant to do. I really love being able to play drums and it be something that's eternal. Being able to play in a professional level environment in a way that also impacts people with God, points people to God, was just too much to pass up to do anything else. So I consider myself really lucky to be a part of the musicians here at Anthem Church. The drummer drives the bus. That's like a musical thing for the drummer to do. I don't get to say where it goes all the time, but I have to take us there because it's the rhythm, it's the foundation. So like when we're going somewhere and like the atmosphere is alive and like the presence of God is like there, it feels so good to be like driving the bus, to being like, I'm just ecstatic that this is the moment, like this is what I'm doing, like I'm taking us there wherever we're going. Like we all know our parts, we're comfortable, we've played it together, we've practiced. At that point it's just about connecting and worshiping and so there's a lot of interplay and it's really a chance just to have fun together and still be like driving us into God's presence, and that's an amazing feeling. If you're a believer, you really shouldn't have any expectation to receive anything from praise and worship because it's really not about you at all. Worship, it comes from, unless I'm entirely misinformed, which is possible, but worship comes from the word worthship, the idea that something has worth. And so when you worship something, you are ascribing worthship to it. You are ascribing worth. And that's ultimately based on Scripture, what we're called to do to God. So when we sing songs together to God, we are telling Him, we are giving Him glory. And that's the whole story. Like, we give Him glory. That's it. God gets glory. That's the end of the story. Like, that's our goal. That's our call. We did what we're called to do when we've done that. And so there's not really anything that God owes us back from that. He just receives the glory, and that's it. And so when you do that, I think that there's a certain sense of feeling centered because you're doing what you're called to do. You're ascribing worth to God. The benefit of God is that He loves us. And so many times when we worship, we also experience His presence. We also experience a connection with Him because He, as the Scripture would reference, He inhabits the praises of His people. So like He likes when we ascribe Him worth. He likes when we give Him glory. He wants to commune with us when we do that. So it's almost like this added benefit. Like we did what we're supposed to do, and that's the end. That's it. That's our satisfaction. But God blesses us by often allowing us to commune with Him in worship, by being there, by literally feeling His presence. A pastor of mine once described God as experiential. You can't tell someone about God, you just kind of have to experience it. Since I've been playing at Anthem Church, there's been so many stories of people's lives being changed and people choosing to give their hearts to God. People who are not even church people, they don't even, it's something, they've never really been involved in a church environment, or they've never really given God the time of day, they've never, and so many times the story is, during the worship, I felt something. I felt like God was reaching out to me, or I felt like this was something I have to do, or I felt God's mercy, whatever it is. And so I think that ultimately it's an opportunity to experience God either way, whether you're a believer or not a believer and you're in a worship environment. But I guess it's just a lot more exciting to me when somebody who doesn't really like church finds themselves in that experience and are moved to God through that. You can find me on Twitter at Drew Plays Drums, and my website is drewplaysdrums.com. And if you're an Instagram person, I'm also Drew Plays Drums there. So that's about it.